disruptive.
America that I fought.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. It's been a fantastic day so far. So, these two are doing another debate. You may remember, I guess they're nicknamed Tortoise in the Hair. I don't know their actual names, but these two appear on Piers Morgan's show in the UK a lot. And they interviewed Jackson Hinkle at one point, and if you recall that interview, I think they were a little jealous about Jackson's appearance. They were caught a little off guard by the fact that this guy is, completely buff and got nice hair. I don't know if I can debate him. He just looks so, he's got the nice hair and the biceps. I don't know if I can debate him. I think there was a little bit of like a sexual tension between the three of them. That's how well that interview went, and I wish I had the clip with me. But here they are once again, and Due Dissonance tweeted this out. It says, Zionist buffoons derail their own segment and get schooled by a pro-Palestine activist. So, Piers Morgan, even though he's kind of more on the side of Israel, obviously, because he's a person in media and he wants to protect his career, he often gets, these debates going where he at least brings on the Palestinian side and hears them out, but also brings on these two, the buffoons, to try to derail the Palestinian from speaking, but it ends up derailing themselves. And watch how hysterical this goes. Watch.
The reason that people pose this question is because they want to defend Israel's right to continue its genocide,
well, that is why they're doing it.
Ethnic
it's not
cleansing,
genocide, is it?
To continue its ethnic cleansing of the
How can
Palestinians.
35,000, if the Hamas
Because
figures are accepted, be genocide from 2 million
Israel, how many would be a genocide?
2 million people.
Or
a million and a half.
Let's just
35,000
stop talking.
No, it can't be.
Stop talking.
Idiocy.
Can we shut the flip up?
Every war is genocide.
Can we just? I mean, you will go. I will
didn't
sack
say
you.
that.
Well,
I will sack
Israel
you.
have killed the smallest amount of
can you
innocent
be
people
quiet
that
a minute?
there's ever been in modern warfare.
Just shut
making
up.
a fact. Just
Now
saying
the
a fact.
producer's telling you, and if you don't shut up, you're going to have to
I've
go.
got to make facts. I've got to.
No.
It has to do.
The fact is that genocide or ethnic cleansing would have resulted in the whole.
Oh my God. I feel like they're Muppets. It's bad when you can't even find a way for the two of you to communicate your arguments. How you're losing that debate when it's two of you and you can't even effectively communicate and find a way for you to explain your argument. You're talking over each other. Yo, no, shut up. You shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. Oh my God. What is it? The Muppet Babies for Israel? They do kind of resemble that kind of, I forget their names, the two old geezers that are on the balcony and they always like make, puns about the show that they're watching. Like, I know about genocide. I'll tell you to genocide your face. Oh my God. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for them. We'll watch this in full and then go from there.
The reason that people pose this question is because they want to defend Israel's right to continue its genocide.
Well, that is why they're doing it.
It's
not genocide, is it?
To continue its ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians.
How can 35,000, if the Hamas figures are accepted, be genocide from 2 million people?
Israel, how many would be a genocide?
2 million people.
Or
a million and a half.
Let's just
35,000.
Stop talking.
No, it can't be.
Stop talking.
Idiocy.
Can we shut the flip up?
Every war is genocide.
Can we
you.
just? I mean, you will go. I will
didn't
sack
say
you.
that.
I will sack
Israel
you.
have killed the smallest amount of
can you
innocent
be
people
quiet
that
a minute?
there's ever been in modern warfare.
Just shut up.
A fact. Just
Now the
a fact.
producer's telling you, and if you don't shut up, you're going to
I've
have to
got
go.
to make facts. I'm
Like Bert and Ernie. Like, hey, Ernie, would you shut up for a second? You're talking too much about genocide. Go back to your rubber ducky. But Bert, I want to explain to this girl that there's no genocide here, even though it is genocide. I want to say there's no genocide. God, if this wasn't a news segment, I would swear this is almost a hilarious skit. And that's why sometimes the news can be the most hilarious place to go to. This is even more funnier than SNL these days. Like, that's how sad comedy has gotten, folks. I get more humor just watching news clips than I do any comedy show by writers. But watch. So now that they had this back and forth, watch how the young woman, pro-Palestinian activist, is going to school them exactly how they're wrong.
Oh my God, no, it has to do.
The fact is that genocide or ethnic cleansing would have resulted in the whole of that area of being finished by now.
Right.
And the Israeli army are doing everything they can to try and stop. Oh,
that's funny. Genocide looks like October the 7th, what Hamas did.
Not doing everything they can. The Israeli army and the Israeli government have made it quite clear exactly what they want to do.
Tell me what
which is to continue cleansing and driving all of the Palestinians out of
crap.
that land.
There's no point with it.
And the reason that they're doing that, you've invited me onto the show to hear my views, and now you're trying to stop me
that's
from
right.
exposing the truth.
So she made the valid point that for a long while, even we showed you people in Israel are even awakened to this, that the government of Israel stated for a long while that their whole objective was to dismantle and eradicate Palestine. That has been their goal from the get-go. That was their whole entire objective for many, many years. And there's news organizations outside of the AIPAC-controlled lobby groups that are exposing that. They're revealing the documentation and have also stated that Palestine has a lot of natural resources. And if you know a thing or two about countries with natural resources and word gets out to the United States and Israel and other, oligarch countries, it's not going to end well for them. They don't like the idea that other territories have some goods that, we're desperate in need for. And by desperate need, that means slaughter as many people as possible, eradicate them, hijack their resources, and then sell it to you chumps for a high market. Because they are bloodthirsty leeches. That's literally what they are. And the fact that she's saying that and their response is, shut up. We allowed you to get on air, and then we argued, and I'm just done with this day. Where's my Tylenol? Jeez.
You're not exposing the truth.
You're lying. You're telling lies.
Listen, I didn't want this. I want this to go properly. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes, right, to state what you think nobody is actually agreeing. I want you to put your whole point forward. No interrupting from you, or I'll take your microphone. And just make everybody know. Go for it.
The reason why politicians and other...
That was funny. That's like the typical parent, like, no interruptions from you. I'm going to allow you for 2 minutes, but you sit there and play your Game Boy. This is so hilarious.
Other presenters, particularly in Britain and particularly in the West, are doing so much to try and pretend that Israel has the right to do what it's doing is because Israel is a key ally of Western imperialism, a key ally of America in that whole region. The US and Israel have a trade relationship worth billions. And it's not just the US, there's multinational corporations that are advertising real estate in Gaza. What this comes down to is imperialist interests across the whole of the Middle East and the drive to continue that going. Because British imperialism, many years ago, nearly 100 years ago, took land that wasn't theirs and tried to give it away to another people. And that was a crime, and it's a crime that has continued ever since then up until now. And the Palestinians are suffering a horrific experience because of that.
And that's why college kids protesting on campus, these encampments for Palestine, is a bigger threat than people realize, because the college kids are not just protesting against this war, they're protesting against the cause of this war and what this war really represents. It's dismantling the oligarchical system, the corporate global system that has encapsulated the military-industrial complex to manufacture these wars, to manufacture the aggression, to slaughter each other, and manipulate countries into their sinister agendas. And if we don't allow this genocide to continue, if we don't allow, the Ukraine propaganda machine to tell us about Russia, then it's going to dismantle the entire imperialistic system, the entire global oligarchy that's been manipulating us for years. And that is what's that's what people are that's so dangerous about these college kids, is they're waking up to this. They're realizing how the sausage is made, and they're calling it out. And they're going after the schools for investing into the oligarchy and investing into the manufacturing of these wars, the weapons manufacturers and so on. They're calling out the system. They're calling out Netanyahu. They're calling out Joe Biden. They're calling out the entire institution that brings us, that jeopardizes our security every single day and is a threat to humanity. It's a threat to our survival and society as a whole. They're calling out the globalist, diabolical agenda that's behind this. So it's not just Israel-Palestine. It's dismantling what got us to this. And she correctly called it out. And let's not forget that in result of this is why they're, dismantling TikTok. This is why they're, trying to do 101 ways to censor out more people. This is why they're expanding the word anti-Semitism to cover a broader territory. So now they're trying to silence out more people. And let's not forget, if you read the history of the formation of Israel, how Israel came to be, it was because the British imperialists opposed this land and annexed the Palestinian people. That was the Nakba. They threw them out of their country to allow the settlement to continue on so the British could have control and the United States have imperialistic control over a territory in the Middle East. Which is, again, what I've been saying throughout this whole time. Israel is basically a giant military base for the United States. That's all it really is. It's not a country. It's not really a state. It's not even really a settlement. It's a giant military base for the United States, for the imperialist oligarch corporate global system to allow advancements and monitor all the surrounding territories in the Middle East to comply with their evil agenda. And that's why they're doing trade negotiations. They had the big, giant business rivalry between the two. And people protesting this, people going against the machine, is going to is going against that system. And that's why they're sending the cops after there. That's why they're doing every single restriction, including restricting people of their First Amendment rights of protest, to restrict people from protesting against Israel. Because it's not just Israel, it's what Israel represents. And they need that aircraft carrier, to use the phrase of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., they need that aircraft carrier to monitor other territories around the Middle East so they can dominate over them. So they can monitor the global empire. And considering the global empire is collapsing, and we're already protesting on so many behalves of it, this is just another example of it. So kudos to her for bringing that to light. And Bert and Ernie over there, if they can get their shit together, I hope they, do some research and maybe, check back to her and find out if it's true or not. But, go ahead, babble against yourselves, tell each other to shut up and tell us, what's a genocide, what isn't a genocide. It's just hysterical, absolutely hysterical. How just crazy that is. This is brought to you by Ground News, the versatile news app and website that gathers all the world's media on one place and allows users to compare coverage. Ground News gives you the access of thousands of sources worldwide, allows you to see the media blind spots, and even gives analysis on the bias and factuality of those stories. Weave your way through the mainstream narratives, the corporate lies, and have total access to find complete information that you deserve. Click on the link below and get 15% off a subscription. Be critical, be informed, be ground.